Hello guys, hope you're having a good day today. Today I have a new knife that came in sometime last week. This one's a really neat one, at least to me. So, as you can see here, this is a Great Eastern Cutlery knife from Titusville, PA. And you know I like my traditionals. I have a couple cases at the moment, and then this guy. I've had a GEC in the past, and unfortunately I wound up selling it. It was just too large. I wasn't carrying it, and I would have picked something with a lock if I wanted to carry something that big. But I really like GEC's products. I think their quality is really up there. As far as traditional knives go, it's not my area of expertise, but I sort of feel like they're maybe similar to like the Chris Reeve folding knife in the sort of tactical space, but in the traditional sense. They just have kind of a cut above for their fit and finish. Now, this one here is a limited production run for the BladeForums. I mean, obviously you guys can read, but this one, usually GECs are almost impossible to get, especially with the market at the moment. So I was very lucky to actually be able to get one of these. Thankfully, this was a larger run. About 550 pieces, I think. 400 some of those went to the United States, and then the rest were split up and went to Europe and Canada. Could be totally wrong on that. That was just the figure that I heard. So I guess we'll pop this puppy out. First off, this is the model number, 391222, Gabon Ebony, and this is number 340 of 550 some. Let me use my, there we go. So this is called the bunny knife. This is the official BladeForums 2022 limited production knife, their official forum knife. As with all GECs, this one comes with a cool little pin that I will never use, but I kind of like that it's included. I'll throw that somewhere that doesn't reflect too badly. I don't know. So here's the knife. Really great little size here. I guess first off, I'll leave the knife out here for you to look at. But on this tube here, I just wanted to bring your attention to all the different GC knives. They have literature on the back. And I'll just give you a second if you have any interest in reading this. I'll hold this up so you guys can read it. The Cliff Notes version of this is that in 1895, they introduced rabbits for sport in Australia, and they went haywire, way overpopulated, and were uncontrolled. I think they're still semi-uncontrolled to this day. So during the Great Depression, they used them as food. It became a rather large industry and source of food for people. And because of that fact, you know, you're cutting up game, and the bunny knife kind of became a thing. So this is Great Eastern Cutlery's sort of tribute to that. Hopefully that was still enough for you guys to read. I also want to bring your attention down to the bottom, Charlie, Way North, and Mako both were instrumental in getting this project off the ground. So huge thank you to those guys. Huge thank you to the guys at GEC who actually made these. And thank you to Spark, Kevin, I believe is his real name. He is the kind of head honcho at BladeForums, and he took charge of packaging, running the whole process, the orders, and shipping them out. So absolutely monstrous undertaking, and I'm very grateful to him for being willing to do that. Alright, so enough with the box. Here's the knife, 340. It's all brushed, kind of satin texture. You can see on the bolster and whatnot. Stamped for the serial number. And here's that beautiful Gabon ebony. Now, I looked it up. I was kind of curious what the Gabon in ebony stands for. Really, Gabon is just the country that it's from. But Gabon ebony is kind of a choice product for a lot of craftsmen. It has a interesting history. It was sought after in ancient Egypt. They found it in the tombs, I believe, in ancient Egypt. So it's been of interest for a very long time. And the fact of that, and why it is because it is one of the most densely black woods out there. It also has got a very dense grain structure, so it polishes very well. And it just makes it a good choice for things like this. Cutlery, they actually made, I think, drinking cups and stuff out of it back in the day. Anyhow, so I think it's a really neat choice to use on this. It gives you that kind of all-black utilitarian look without being synthetic, which I appreciate. So as you can see, right there on the blade, BladeForums etching, which is cool. I like that. I've been a member of BladeForums since 2016, semi-active, not as active in the traditional forum, but I peruse there every once in a while. And as you can see, satin 1095 blade. It's got this nice nail nick on there. Down in there, there is some kind of spotting, I guess from rust. I don't know, somewhere along the process, some water sat down in there. That is totally fine with me. My intention is to use the heck out of this thing, and so that will all become patinaed to about the same color as the rest of the blade. That etch there, bunny knife, just designating it. GECs all have some sort of etching, or usually have some sort of etching. This one's really not my favorite. I will be doing a tutorial on how to remove this etching in the future, so stay tuned for that. Also, you might notice this does not have a shield on it, which is a little bit disappointing. I tend to like shields. I think they add a little bit of interest, but for a nice utilitarian knife, I think this works good. Brass pins on here, brass liners, and really nice fit and finish overall. Not any major gapping that I saw on this one. The blades are nice little half stop. I think it has really nice walk and talk. Pull on this guy. Well, first I'll do centering. Centering is darn good for a traditional. Very happy with that. And pull, maybe about a 6 or 7. My thumbnail's a little bit tore up from the grinder yesterday, so it makes it a little more difficult, but so the other side just has the serial number. And you might notice for the secondary blade, there you go, GEC carbon, designating that it's the 1095. It is a first production run for this model. That's indicated by this triple P symbol. So this is the first debut of this model. I'm sure there are other models that are similar to this one, but here's this one. This one's new. One thing that's notable, I know they've made some with kind of more straight handle. I don't know the model name, but this one has more of a curved handle in the clip point. So overall, 3.5-inch handle. Couldn't tell you on overall or the blade, but really nice EDCable size. Just not too small, not too big. It's the Goldilocks size, just right. And another little piece of kind of BladeForums lore is the oil the joints mantra. I think it's neat that that made it onto the knife this year. So, really sweet knife. I feel these didn't sell out immediately. I personally don't have the patience to try to get on, GEC's drops. They sell out immediately these days. So I feel very thankful that this one stuck around, the pre-order stuck around for a couple days, and I was able to get one ordered. I love GEC. I just don't have the patience to try to compete with all the keyboard commandos and, at the same time, pay way over what they cost from factory on the secondary. It's just how it goes. So I'm really stoked to be able to get this special one, supporting BladeForums, which I like to support. They've given me a lot of information, time, entertainment. So really appreciate those guys. I'm just very thrilled to have this one in the collection, get to use it. And like I said, we'll be doing a video for removing the etch on here. One thing I will say, not sure if it will show up. You can see the beginning of it there. There is a scratch down the middle of the blade there. Yeah, that's easier to see now. I will be taking care of that with the process for removing this etch. But I'm just saying that is maybe a little bit of a fit and finish flaw. Not a big deal for me. I'm not a super big stickler. I'm going to be using this thing. I don't care. But I'm just throwing that out there. That was one thing that I noticed. Wood looks absolutely gorgeous. Not too much brown in this one. Some of them had brown streaks, but this one is a nice deep black. So I really like that. And really like the clip point blade here. That's a really smart looking blade. So that's the overview. Hope you guys like GEC as much as I do. I love GEC. This is my only GEC currently. It's taken me this long to actually get one that I really like. And huge thanks to all of the forum guys that made this possible. I know this was an absolute monumental amount of work. You had to deal with everybody checking in. There were some delays. These didn't ship out. I didn't get this till beginning of this year. So there were some delays and whatnot. But super thankful to those guys. Great work. Beautiful knife. And very happy to support BladeForums. Alright, that's the video. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions about this. Comments if you managed to score one and what you think about it. And I will see you guys in another video. Also, stay tuned for the etch removal video. Alright, bye now.